13 News Now begins in storm mode.
And that is because of this. We are monitoring trouble in the tropics, and it could mean a stormy Wednesday afternoon.
That system that you see could become Tropical Storm Irma in just a few hours. We have team coverage for you. Jemmy Lee is live on the Outer Banks as officials start to prepare for the storm.
Yeah, Elise Brown has been speaking with emergency managers all morning long. She has an update. But first, we begin with meteorologist Tim Pantages, who is tracking the path of the storm and exactly how it will affect our area. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Coming off a fresh update from the National Hurricane Center within the last hour at 11 a.m. No big changes to the overall status of the system. Still called potential tropical cyclone number 10. It is starting to look a little bit better on the satellite imageries, and there's been a few slight adjustments to the track here, taking it pretty much right over the Outer Banks as a tropical storm as we get into the day tomorrow before it shoots off to the north and east and out into the open Atlantic. That means fringe effects and direct effects for us here in Hampton Roads. Here's how things are looking on the satellite imagery. I want to point out a few things. When you get a tropical system trying to develop, you need three main ingredients: a warm ocean surface, moisture aloft, and also winds that are high up in the atmosphere to be relatively calm. We have two of those three. If you see these streamers on here, they're showing that the winds are developing from the west and pushing off towards the east, westerlies. That's blowing the tops off of the developing thunderstorms within this system here, so it's not really getting a chance to generate and grow. Needless to say, we already still have some tropical storm warnings out there. The watches have all been upgraded along the Outer Banks for later tonight and into the day tomorrow. Flash flood watches have been expanded farther north to include Norfolk over to Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and Suffolk down south through the state line through Elizabeth City. And a high wind watch has been extended as well to now include the eastern shore. That's for tomorrow for some gusts in excess of 65 miles an hour, mainly in immediate coastal locations. We'll talk more about what this looks like for your day tomorrow and beyond coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Tim, thank you. Well, you're taking out to live to the ocean front. The red flags are flying now because of the rough surf and the high winds. That warning came from the city of Virginia Beach just about 2 hours ago. And while the system has yet to develop into a named storm, it could still pose a threat for parts of our area.
Yeah, local emergency management officials are not taking any chances here. They're making preparations right now. So team coverage of the story continues with 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown.
Emergency management departments around Hampton Roads, analyzing what the storm will do.
We'll treat this just like we do any other storm coming our way, and we'll keep everyone informed.
Norfolk Emergency Preparedness and Response keeping an eye on the weather, says its leader Jim Reddick, even sending out an alert, letting people know they're aware of the forecast. Coastal flooding and wind a concern.
We're working with Public Works. They're clearing the storm drains. They're going through their storm prep. We have a checklist, leading up to any landfall.
In Virginia Beach, officials warning locals to put away items that can blow around. Hampton sending an alert out to various departments. At 3, the Virginia Department of Emergency Management is leading a statewide weather call. In the wake of the devastation in Houston, emergency officials hoping families here on Hampton Roads devise a plan in the chance a major storm ever hits.
Ask themselves, are they ready for that? What is their plan? Are they going to evacuate or stay? Do they have a disaster supply kit?
Reddick keeping an eye on the lessons learned from Houston, his own brother there.
I think what I've seen so far is promising, and it was a whole community response. You see people chipping in to help their neighbors, help their friends and families.
He hopes the same would go for Hampton Roads. In Norfolk, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
Well, we got an update from Dominion Energy now. They're asking for you to prepare for power outages. Dominion tells us crews are on standby and trucks are stocked with supplies. Poles, transformers, and fuses are ready for replacement if needed.
Well, parts of the Outer Banks are under a tropical storm warning, and the National Weather Service warns that the storm is gradually becoming better organized. Now, we learned that Dare County schools are canceling all after-school activities. They tweeted that about a short time ago, actually. Crews along the Outer Banks are not taking any chances.
The Emergency Operations Center is active ahead of what could be a tropical storm. And 13 News Now reporter Jemmy Lee is live in Dare County with the very latest. Good afternoon, Jemmy.
Hey, Andre and Lucy, the main focus out here right now is getting the message out to citizens and visitors. Emergency management actually just sent out a notification through their alert system letting everybody know that this tropical storm watch has turned into a tropical storm warning. And officials really want people to pay close attention to the forecast and these updates because we are expecting those heavy winds out here, lots of rain, and the potential for flash flooding. So right now really is the time to prepare for something like this. You don't want to wait last minute to stock up on supplies because we don't know how bad those road conditions are going to be when this storm actually hits us. So prepare your house. If you have furniture outside, make sure you bring that in or make sure it's secure to the ground. Make sure you stock up on food and emergency supplies and just have a plan in place in case we do get power outages and severe flooding out here. Now, right now, emergency crews across the county are making sure that all their emergency equipment is working properly. They're gassing up their vehicles and making sure the generators are running. So it is an all hands deck event out here as they wait for this storm to hit us tonight.
The storm's coming and we're doing our day-to-day work. We're meeting the needs of our citizens and visitors, answering the phones. 911 dispatchers are ready in case there's emergency. We have a staff of about 800 in the county and everybody's doing what they need to do to get ready.
I also spoke with a spokesperson with the Cape Hatteras Electric Co-op. She tells me that they actually aren't expecting mass power outages with this event, but they are standing by and prepared for this, but they don't have any extra crews at this point. But we all know that could quickly change when it comes to the weather. And Lucy and Andre, I can tell you it has started raining out here and the wind is starting to pick up.
All right, Jemmy, thank you. We will be keeping in touch. We're going to continue to track this system, guys. Andre and I will start tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the morning, half an hour earlier, to keep you ahead of the storm. We're also updating 13newsnow.com with updates and closings.